From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 9 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for starting your week with us. I'm Russ Riesinger. The coronavirus has now killed more than 135,000 people in the U.S. while infecting over 3.3 million. Soaring COVID-19 numbers are prompting the nation's most populous state to retreat. Chris Martinez reports from Los Angeles tonight.
The resurgence of the coronavirus has forced California back into lockdown.
We are now requiring all counties to close their indoor activities, their indoor operations.
The order applies to nearly all public spaces in the state, including bars, restaurants, gyms, and houses of worship.
It's just common sense, but the data suggests not everybody's practicing common sense.
The Los Angeles and San Diego public school districts said online learning would continue into the fall.
The school year will begin in August. It will not start with students at school facilities.
Coronavirus infections are rising in at least 40 states, especially in the South.
If it wasn't clear before, it's obvious now that having so much still open, from restaurants to all size indoor events to water parks, is not going to turn this thing around.
Florida now has more COVID-19 cases than all but 3 countries.
Miami is now the epicenter of the pandemic. What we were seeing in Wuhan 6 months ago, 5 months ago, now we are there.
Infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci says a new approach is needed to get the outbreak under control.
We haven't even begun to see the end of it yet. You don't necessarily need to shut down again, but pull back a bit and then proceed in a very prudent way.
Dr. Fauci said he remains cautiously optimistic a vaccine will be in production by the beginning of next year. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, today, the head of the World Health Organization said, quote, there will be no return to the old normal for the foreseeable future. Tonight, there are 2 more reported deaths at a Billings West End care facility. The 2 latest confirmed victims died yesterday and were residents of the Canyon Creek Memory Care Center that has now lost 7 patients in the last week. Both women were in their 90s. One died at a local hospital, another at the Canyon Creek campus. And as of Friday, the total number of Canyon Creek residents and employees confirmed positive was 91. The 3rd death reported by the state today is the Bighorn County woman we told you about yesterday, who also died on Sunday. To date, 11 people have died in Yellowstone County, another 5 in Bighorn County. Together, literally half of the state's 32 total COVID-related deaths. Across Montana, active cases today jumped to over 900. 903 are reported after Gallatin County health officials confirmed another 50 cases this morning, 41 of which are active. Well, if you have been in contact with a confirmed positive individual, don't feel well, or even if you're just wondering if you might be asymptomatic, you can now find out. Starting tomorrow, Riverstone Health will offer free drive-through COVID-19 testing. That'll be Monday through Friday. That testing will take place in the Shrine Auditorium parking lot. That's at 1125 Broadwater Avenue. There are some quick rules to follow. Each day, the first hour of testing from 9 to 10 is reserved for those who have been identified through public health contact tracing. Then starting at 10 a.m. until 12:30, testing will be offered to the general public on a first-come, first-served basis. Now, when you drive up, you're asked to follow signs and staff and remain in your vehicle. Riverstone Health will notify everyone of their test results when available. Both Bighorn and Missoula counties have already mandated that everyone wear masks while at indoor public places. Now the mayor of Whitefish has called an emergency meeting to look at that possibility. This leads to a bigger statewide discussion. Should masks be mandatory? MTN's Matt Hulseful reports.
Here in Cascade County, as is the case with most of the rest of Montana, masks in public spaces are recommended but not required. Earlier in July, the Retail Industry Leaders Association sent a letter to the National Governors Association asking the governor of any state that didn't already have a statewide mask requirement to put one in place. Here in Montana, although Governor Steve Bulk continues to implore Montanans to wear masks whenever social distancing isn't possible, it seems as though a statewide mask mandate isn't coming anytime soon. In response to the July 6th letter, Governor Bullock said, quote, I'm heartened that several associations representing businesses, restaurants, taverns, breweries, and more have called on Montanans to wear masks when social distancing is not possible, and many groups have requested their members require frontline workers to wear masks and work together to stay open. I remain hopeful that Montanans will take seriously the recommendations of all those who work on the front lines so that we don't have to get to the point of a mandate on masks.
I'd make it mandatory. There's a lot of places I've gone to in town that they're not wearing masks either. You know, people have gotten lax. Cases are really increasing all over the United States again.
Many businesses are asking people to wear masks, but not requiring them.
We're not mandating masks. If you do come in wearing a mask, I will more than happy put mine on. But if you don't, I will definitely keep my social distancing 6 feet apart.
I can't make people wear masks, you know, but I think masks should be enforced again.
Both business owners say that not everyone that comes in now has a mask on.
Lately, I've seen people more relaxed now, so I'm seeing about 30% wearing masks and the rest not.
50-50 actually. I mean, like I said, if they're not coming in today, I haven't seen anybody wearing a mask, but I know I've got somebody coming in that will be wearing one.
So far, it's been up to individual counties in Montana to put mask mandates in place. Elsewhere in the country, the number of states requiring masks in some capacity is now over 20. In Great Falls, Matt Holzaffel, MTN News.
Well, so far, Missoula County and Bighorn County are the only counties in the state to approve mask requirements. It will cost a bit more to park downtown or swim at the Billings Public Schools in Billings after the City Council approved a series of fee increases tonight. The action taken tonight after the council asked city staff in June to find alternative ways to generate revenue. Altogether, the fee increases are estimated to make the city an additional $170,000 per year. The first 2 hours to park downtown will increase by 25 cents, bringing the total to $1.25. Now, the increase helping to pay for ongoing maintenance at city parking garages. Parks and Recreation will increase the fee to rent out picnic shelters and other park facilities at Rose and South Park pools. All ticket types will increase by $1, but children under 5 years old are still free. Fees to park will increase on August 1st, and according to the council agenda, the parks fee increases are effective immediately. A last-minute attempt to keep the wrecking ball away from the Metro grandstands. Demolition on the grandstands, which have stood for 80 years, is slated to get underway soon after they were declared unsafe earlier this year. Today, the Montana racehorse owners and breeders filed an application in district court for a preliminary injunction to halt the demolition, contending that the Yellowstone County Commissioners failed to consider the historical value of the grandstands, didn't adequately address long-term plans for replacement, and failed to address discrepancies in the assisting assessment and contract for demolition. Last month, 3 different proposals for redeveloping most of the facilities at Metro Park were revealed, which could cost between $60 to $80 million. Well, after years of pressure, the NFL's Washington Redskins is changing its name. The team released a statement this morning saying a new name and design is on the way, but the color scheme will likely stay the same. The current logo has a direct connection to the Blackfeet Nation of northern Montana. MTN's John Riley spoke with tribal members today to get their reaction.
Washington team ownership announced Monday they will be retiring their name and logo. The logo isn't a mascot, though. It's based off a real man, Chief Two Guns Whitecalf of the Blackfeet tribe.
He was a very prominent person. As what he led to the Blackfeet was integrity. He was a man of integrity.
The team had used the logo since the 1970s. The logo had previously been an R until Walter Blackie Wetzel, former chairman of the Blackfoot tribe and president of the National Congress of American Indians, persuaded the team to change it. The team maintained a relationship with the Wetzel family and the Blackfeet Nation over the years, and members of the tribe have performed traditional music and blessings at the team's stadium several times. The name and logo change comes after a letter signed by 87 investors and shareholders with a total worth of $620 billion was sent to the sponsors Nike, Pepsi, and FedEx, requesting them to stop doing business with the team until the name was changed. The National Congress of American Indians praised the name change and said the previous name disrespected, demeaned, and stereotyped all Native people. Murray said he can't speak for every member of the more than 540 tribes in the U.S., but personally can see how the name and the actions of some of the fans can be seen as unrespectful and degrading.
they would paint their faces and act out, different, put on feathers and whatever. And I think that's what really turned a lot of people off.
Well, Donnie Wetzel tells MTN his family has varying opinions on the matter. Personally, he was glad to see the name change, but said to see the logo go, he was a bit sad. Well, over in Helena, construction began today on the Tribal Flag Plaza at the State Capitol grounds. The plaza will showcase flags from Montana's 8 tribal nations next to the United States and Montana flags. Construction begins a little over a year after Governor Steve Bullock signed a bill to have the flags permanently displayed. The Director of Indian Affairs for the Governor's office says the plaza will be a reminder of the contributions American Indians have made at home and overseas. It will also represent the partnership between the current administration and Montana's tribal nations.
It really represents the contributions American Indians had made to the state of Montana, but also the partnership between Governor Bullock and his administration and all the Montana tribes, and the things that we've collaborated on and that we've been able to accomplish.
Well, that project is scheduled to be completed at the beginning of October. After spending months working from home, hospice and home health workers with St. John's United have a new downtown office. The Ganan family donated its former North 30th Street building to the nursing home, and it'll be put to use right away. Officials say the staff is extremely appreciative to have a place to go to work again after COVID-19 precautions kept them away from the nursing home. More future plans for the building will be announced in August. Still to come on tonight's MTN 9 o'clock news, President Trump doubles down on his law and order stance today while continuing to face backlash after granting clemency to longtime ally Roger Stone. We'll have the latest on that. But first, Bob McGuire's in with your full week's forecast.